Okay, so what makes a story truly scary? Like, get under your skin scary. Today, we're going to break down one of the most famous and, let's be honest, terrifying two-sentence horror stories ever written. We're going to peel back all the layers to see exactly how it works and what makes it so dang effective.
So it starts out with a scene that couldn't be more familiar, right? A father tucking his son into bed. It's this moment of pure, relatable innocence. The story immediately grounds us in a world that feels completely normal, totally safe, a world built on comfort and trust.
And then, bam, in one single sentence, the entire floor just drops out from under us. The impossible happens, and our sense of reality is completely shattered. That safe, cozy world, gone. Our whole perspective flips, and now, suddenly, we're trapped right there in the father's nightmare.
So what is going on here? How can just a handful of words create a chill that lasts for so long? Well, I can tell you, this is no accident. This story is like a perfectly engineered machine, built for one single, terrifying purpose.
All right, so the first clue is in the structure itself. The story's power doesn't just come from the words that are on the page, it comes from all the words that are deliberately left out.
You see, this story is an absolute masterclass in what's called microfiction. It's an art form built on being incredibly short. There is zero fat here. Every single word has a critical job to do, and it does that job brutally well.
An author and expert in this, David Gaffney, he kind of lays out a few key rules that make this all possible. First, you jump right into the middle of the action. No long, boring intros. Second, you keep your cast of characters super small to really ramp up the intensity. And finally, the whole thing relies on just ruthless editing. Think of it like this. You're a sculptor, chipping away at this huge block of story until only the perfect, terrifying sculpture is left. Every single unnecessary detail is just gone, leaving nothing but pure, concentrated horror. And that is exactly what this story does. But the structure? That's only part of the puzzle. The story's real psychological gut punch comes from its setting. We're not in some spooky old castle, you know? The horror is much, much closer to home. And this gets right to the heart of what makes psychological horror just so effective. I mean, the scariest things don't happen in graveyards at midnight. No way. They happen when something impossible, something fundamentally wrong, invades our most familiar spaces.
This story takes what should be the safest place in the entire world, a child's bedroom, and it twists it into a trap. It completely weaponizes that space against us, and it taps into our deep, ancient fear of the doppelganger, the imposter who looks just like someone we love.
So all of this is building up to the final masterstroke, the ending. Because this story doesn't just scare you and then let you go. Oh no. It leaves you holding the horror all by yourself.
This is a perfect example of what's called an unsettling ending. There's no neat little bow, no explanation, no resolution at all. It just stops, cold. It leaves you hanging and forces your own brain to imagine what happens next. And let's be real, that is almost always worse.
The story offers zero answers, only this cascade of terrifying questions. Which one is the real child? What does the father do now? What happens next? The two sentences are over, but the real horror is just getting started inside your head.
So when we put all these pieces together, we can see they don't just work on their own. They combine to create this perfect storm of terror, all packed into just 2 sentences. The formula is actually pretty clear, and it is devastating. First, you've got that super tight economical language, which delivers this quick, sharp shot of horror. Then you have the supernatural crashing into a totally normal, safe place, which just wrecks our sense of security. And finally, that unresolved ending makes absolutely sure the horror sticks with you.
And that's the whole point, isn't it? Like microfiction writer David Gaffney puts it, the last line isn't the end. It's supposed to stick with you, to echo. It's designed to haunt you.
So here's the biggest takeaway from all of this. The best horror stories, they don't just show you a monster. No, they give you the pieces and they make you build it in your own mind. The story provides the blueprint, but you are the architect of your own fear.
And that really proves a powerful point. The scariest monsters aren't always the ones hiding under the bed. The ones we carry around with us. The ones we build ourselves. Which kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are the ones you've built for yourself?